Okay, daily dose every morning. Okay, guys, I want to give you guys an update. Okay, so I've had 3 rounds of chemotherapy, and every time, 21-day cycle seems to be completely different. Round 1 was different than round 2, and round 3 is different than the both of those. Pain-wise, having to manage pain, and just how you feel. First round, white blood cells crashed completely. Second round, white blood cells were up. I think they're up this time. We did switch oncologists. We had an issue with our insurance, but we couldn't have done round 3 without the help and support of the motocross community and our friends and family. So we greatly appreciate that. We were able to get that 3rd round in, and now here we are. Throughout the whole thing, I've had different levels of pain. The very first round, and of course, that's when I first started the chemo. Even before that, I was experiencing a lot of pain, and then that has went down. It has declined, but the interesting part is it seems to, pain level seems to go up and down kind of sporadically. One thing that is constant, there's some constant things that during the whole time since I started getting chemotherapy that have not changed. For whatever reason, it always seems like your nose is runny, not all the time, but from time to time. I mean, sometimes it's not at all, almost like you have a cold, but that part is manageable. Then sleep, you just don't get any sleep. And then your energy level, of course, it's up and down, it's all over the place. Most of the time, I don't have the energy that I had back in April, which is kind of crazy. Now, I have been getting up, going to the track, going to work, and still try to do that. And it just, to me, I've always been a worker, just getting out there and working, but it does take your mind off of anything else. So, I just love running the bulldozer, getting out there prepping, helping Oscar, getting the tracks ready, that kind of stuff, so I stay active as much as I can. So you're still tired, can't get sleep, nose is runny, low energy, pain comes in cycles, comes and goes. So that's kind of what we're going through. I have not gotten my blood test, so I couldn't tell you where my white blood cell count is at. I think it's okay. I just feel like it is. I have been doing all the functional medicine. Today, I'm going to get an ozone shot. Tomorrow, I'm going to get a vitamin C. And the next day, I get my PET scan results. So I meet with the new oncologist on Wednesday. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for good news. That's another thing too. This is a second PET scan that I've had, and it seems like the nuclear medicine made me sicker this time than it did the first time. It's weird. This whole thing is weird. But, we'll get the results, and the PET scan will tell if the chemo's been working. Now, what I will not be able to tell or really determine is the result of the functional medicine, what that has done. If it's been good or bad, I don't know. There's really no way to separate that because I got the chemo. I guess the upside would be getting the blood test and seeing how well everything is. I have not taken the antibiotics that they give you for after chemo. So they give you the chemo treatment, then you're supposed to take these antibiotics and do all this stuff. And that stuff makes you sick as well. So I haven't taken any of that this last cycle, with the exception of the steroids. They give you a pill that you're supposed to take 1 a day, every day. I think I took it the first 5 days. And the steroids, I'm supposed to take 5 steroids a day for 5 days. I've taken 1 steroid pill for 5 days. Once again, I don't think there's really any way to tell good or bad or indifferent because I've been on the functional medicine and I've had chemo, other than the healthy side of things. I think maybe if I wasn't doing all of the functional medicine, I'd probably be a lot weaker, a lot tighter, experiencing a lot of those things. It would be far worse than it is now. So, like I said, I was able to get up and go to work. I was able to go to the race. I couldn't stay there all day, but I was able to get out. And that's the weird thing. When it happens, when you get tired, you get tired. And I was sitting in my truck out at the park, and I just started nodding off, going to sleep in my truck. I never do that. And anyway, so I had to leave. I had to get out of there and come home and take a break. But it's going to be interesting. I'll let you guys know on Wednesday what the results are from the PET scan. I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping that maybe I don't have to do the next 3 rounds of chemo. We'll see. But thank you for all of the prayers. Yeah, I forgot. So I visited my church, Generations. John Alexander was there and his wife, and I just walked in, just dropping off some stuff. And, his wife didn't know. And that's okay, that's okay. Not everybody needs to know. Not everyone needs to, be aware of what's going on. But his wife made the comment, hey, I didn't realize that you had cancer. And John said, well, we've been praying for you. And she said, well, I didn't, because I didn't know. And I said, that's okay, you can pray. And so she gets up, and anyway, we started praying together. And during that prayer, one of the things, if I give any credit to anything, I always want to give glory and praise to God. And it just dawned on me. I'm like, I'm trying to put all the credit into this functional medicine, that the functional medicine works so much. But, all of that is really like God's plan anyway, to keep the body healthy and to keep it safe and to fight off infections and diseases and cancer. So all glory to our Heavenly Father. Yep, there you go. So I'll let you know come Wednesday how the PET scan goes. But thanks for all your prayers and support. See you guys soon.